Morning you guys, it's Karen and I'm doing a bit of an unusual video today in that it is about health, but it's about the law of attraction. And this is a bit of a tester video to see what you guys think, because I did one on my beauty channel. A few people had requested it, but then when I put it up, there was a lot of people that didn't like it. So I don't know whether that was just people that didn't like it on the beauty channel, or a lot of people misunderstand the law of attraction and think it's something that's anti-religious, whereas it's not. A lot of people that follow the law of attraction are, you know, Christians and believers in God, and the two kind of go hand in hand, because the law of attraction is a lot about the power of the mind. And you can take it to all different levels, you know. I'm not necessarily a believer in the vibrations and all of this kind of thing, but the power of the mind I do believe in. And it's not about blame either. Again, there was a lot of misunderstanding about the law of attraction, in that somebody had said, oh, I don't believe that it's your fault if you've got a disease or whatever. And it's not about blame, it's just about living a better life. And being positive is really the basis of it. It's just about being positive, and you will be amazed at what you can kind of draw into your life. So if this is something you are interested in, I can definitely talk more about this, you know, in different areas. So health, weight loss, money, that kind of thing, because I think the law of attraction is to do with mental health, isn't it? And it's how what your outlook is on the world, etc. So today's video is about the words that we use and how that can affect your life. And it's a bit of storytelling and a bit of how I apply the law of attraction to my life. And I'm not somebody that does, I would like to be the person that does a gratitude diary every day. I've done it for a short amount of time, but it's just not something that stays in my routine. I'm not somebody that pays attention to the law of attraction every day, but there are certain little things that I try and do that have had amazing results. And the first one is just changing the words that I use and trying to not use negative words. So the way that the subconscious mind works is it will hear a word, but it won't hear the context of that word. So if you say, I'm not going to be tired anymore, the subconscious mind will just pick up on tired, not whether you're saying I'm going to be tired, I'm not tired, I am tired, I will be tired, I wasn't tired. It will just pick up on tired. And so it's about changing and saying, I'm going to feel full of energy. If you're using affirmations and things, you know, or just generally in talking every day. So if you said, I'm feeling really tired, I'm feeling really tired, you will eventually feel really tired, even more tired than you initially were. Whereas the idea is, if you say, I feel full of energy and very awake and lively, then your brain works with you and kind of converts that into your body, if you like. It's really hard to believe, I know, but I mean, this has been going for years and years and years. And what they do know is that if you really want something to sink into your brain, you need to either write it down or say it out loud. Like, thinking it isn't doing as much as saying it if you actually say the words, which is why, you know, years gone by they said get up and look in a mirror and say I am beautiful, and then you will believe that. I still would feel a little bit uncomfortable doing that. I'm just trying to change my negative words. So for example, I used to say, oh my God, my knee is killing me. Oh my God, my head is killing me. And that is just not a good thing to be saying at all. So I just try to keep that inside and not like vocalize that, you know, and certainly not put it in that way. I've got a bit of pain in my knee is one thing. My knee is killing me is a whole other thing, you know. And let me give you some examples of this that I think will resonate, and that you'll be like, okay, that makes more sense. So the first thing I want to tell you is, when I worked for the NHS, I worked between 3 hospitals, 2 hospitals mainly, and occasionally a third one. And I worked a lot with the oncology department, the cancer department. And in that cancer department, 3 of the highest oncologists, so the cancer surgeons, the cancer doctors, died of the cancer that they were a specialist in. So for example, the breast cancer specialist, the lead lady, died of breast cancer. the lung specialist died of lung cancer. The lung cancer specialist died of lung cancer. And the other one, I've been trying to think what was the cancer he died of, and I can't think, but I know that it was in his speciality, so it may have been bladder cancer or something like that. I cannot think. And it's not saying that they brought that about upon themselves at all, but the law of attraction is saying that you will have in your life what you surround yourself with, and what you believe. And they were seeing a lot of it, you know, day in, day out. They were seeing a lot of it. And I don't have any reasoning for that. Like I said, I'm not saying they brought that on themselves. I'm not saying that that is how things work, that if you think too much about it, you will get it. But I understand if you surround yourself, for example, with negative people, you'll probably feel quite down. And that is just kind of taking it a step further. It's just an example of why I think I would like to avoid using negative words. The other example is on the Derren Brown show. I've read Derren Brown's books and I've watched most of his shows, and one particular one was of extreme interest, where it was a guy that thought he was a very unlucky guy. And Derren Brown was just having a conversation with him, and he said, can we walk through this market while we're talking about it? And he said, so you feel you're really unlucky? Why do you feel that? And he's like, I never win anything. You know, I've always been unlucky in love, and I've been unlucky in money, and blah, blah, blah. And what Derren Brown had done, had put £10 notes strategically throughout the market. I'm surprised he didn't get stolen, actually. I don't know whether he told people. Just a couple. And the guy didn't notice them at all. When they got to the end of the market, Derren Brown said, can I have a conversation with you where I tell you you are lucky? And he was like, fine, you know, and he's like, you are the luckiest person alive. You have so much luck in your life. From now on, everything, you're just going to be like, wow, this is lucky. And they talked about it as they were walking back through the market. And the guy was like, oh my God, £10. Oh my God, £10. And that really made sense to me. That was where it kind of clicked for me. I think that was where I was like, yeah, the law of attraction makes perfect sense. Because it was just telling his subconscious mind to be more open. And then his subconscious mind was looking out for things that were lucky, even if his conscious mind wasn't, and picked up on those £10 notes. Another example of that would be, a friend of mine was saying that she wanted to move. And she was saying, but I can't afford it. So because I was saying, are you looking at houses? And she said, no, because I can't even afford it. There's nothing that I would find that I like. And, you know, we found this house that we're in via me writing to the universe and describing exactly what I wanted. And I've done a video on that. I'll try and link it for you. And I got exactly what I asked for. I mean, it didn't look like we could afford it. Everything you looked at on any website, any houses we looked at, just didn't have everything on my list, and people were telling me I was crazy, and I was looking for a year and a half, and I completely forgot that I had written this Dear Universe letter at the beginning of the search. But I persevered, and we found this place, and it was because it was a repossession. We got it for a really good price. It was a bidding war. We won the bid, not because we were bidding the highest, because we weren't. Somebody beat us by like 20, 30,000, but because we could move in quickly, because we happened to be renting, because of how long it had taken us. We'd sold our other house. Everything just kind of fell into place. And so I was saying to this person, don't stop looking. Like, look at houses and print out pictures of ones that you want to live in and put it on, you know, your mood board if you've got one, or just daydream, really, you know, look at houses. And she did, and she was saying that she saw a deal, a big advert for a deal about houses that they were looking for. I don't know if it was first time buyers. There was this special deal on, and she had mentioned it to her husband, and her husband said that big advert had been there for weeks, maybe even months, and she'd just never noticed it. And it was something they looked into, and they turned out not to move, but that was something they could have achieved. They could have moved into those houses because of this special deal. But because she was thinking, I can't afford to move, houses weren't something that her subconscious mind was paying attention to. Deals or no deals, they just weren't on the lookout for it. Hopefully that makes sense. This is the other problem with the law of attraction. I think it's so hard to explain, and I don't know that I'm the best at explaining things, but it's something I'm quite passionate about sharing, because I do think it can make a huge difference to your life. One of the things that happened to me, and again I've talked about it in a video I'm sure, is I really wanted a sofa, and this was not long after Kev and I had been made redundant. We had a fabric sofa which was just a pain because I was trying to put covers on it so Watson could lay on it, and they were constantly coming. It was just an absolute pain. And I said, let's go and look at sofas, and Kev was like, why? We can't afford a sofa, you know, but this is the point of the law of attraction. You act as if you can afford it. So I said, and he's like, what then? I was like, I don't know. We go and look at it. I find one that I like. I put a picture of it on the wall. I don't know. I don't know what happens after that. Then we just hand it over to the universe, or God, if you are a believer. So that's what we did. We went and looked at sofas, and long story short, found the perfect one for, I think it was £2,000, and then walked away thinking, right, okay, great, we found a sofa. I think Kev was really sceptical. He was like, okay, great, so now we found a brilliant sofa, but we're not going to get it, you know. The next day I got a check, a tax rebate, which was really weird because I hadn't been working for a year, so I don't know how this tax rebate was ever worked out, but my tax has been fine since, if you see what I mean, so it wasn't a mistake, and it was for £1,800. We then talked it down to, I think, £1,800, or we may have paid like £50 more or something like that, but we got the sofa. And that has happened to me with quite a few things. The only thing I've not been successful in with the law of attraction is weight loss. And I suppose my channel, you know, I would love to have more subscribers, but I think with the more subscribers, I'm not 100% sure I do really want that. I love working from home. I love doing YouTube, and I love the level it's at, but unfortunately financially it isn't enough for us to move, because although we love this house and we've been here for probably 10 years or nearly 10 years, we would love to have a house with our own private garden. We've got gardens at the minute, but they're not communal, but they're in a courtyard, you know, in a communal courtyard. And so I think that's what's stopping me. And it's the same with the diet. I have always loved food, and I think I've loved food more than I've wanted to lose weight. So if you don't really want something, you're not going to achieve it, if that makes sense. You'll have seen in the icon that I put up for this video that I said diagnosis Crackerjack, and the reason I put that was I email my best friend weekly at least, you know, we email throughout the week, and then we meet for lunch once a month. And I was talking to her about Watson, and I hated saying the word cancer, you know, if he does have cancer again, if it is a tumour again, that kind of thing. And she actually said that herself. She said, I hate saying it, but if he does have cancer, blah, blah, blah. And I said to her, you know what, I hate it as well. And the law of attraction would say to not use that word, so let's change it. And so I just said, let's call it Crackerjack. And so from then on until now, we are talking about it as, if Watson did have Crackerjack, then we would have caught it early, and you know, we're talking about it in a positive way, and we just changed the word, and that's how I will refer to it going forward. Yesterday we were at the Crackerjack Centre, and he doesn't have Crackerjack, and he's absolutely fine. And you know, I'm not saying that me changing that word made a difference, but because it's a health thing, it's either there or it's not. You know, I'm not, like I said, at that level of believing. But I do believe there may have been an effect that I'm not aware of. It could be that from me using the word Crackerjack made me less anxious, and therefore the whole experience for Watson was less anxiety producing, you know, because they pick up on your feelings. I'm not sure of the connection, but I know that using a less negative word always works for me. I no longer say I'm starving, because that's not going to help a diet, because your body will, you know, your subconscious will be, I'm starving, oh my god, I better hold back calories. I don't say my head is killing me, and you know, I have now got the cure for my headaches, and that is something I asked the universe, and it was very difficult to say, because you can't say I won't have any more headaches. You have to say I will have a clear head, I will feel very healthy, I will be full of energy, you know. Okay, so I feel like this is a really rambly video, but it's just kind of my introduction, I guess, like to the law of attraction, and to see what you guys think and see how many of you are interested in it, and if you want me to talk about a particular subject, like I said, like weight loss or health or finance. Probably finance is a big one, or maybe love, or what else, family, relationships. You can literally apply it to every area of your life. And my last Dear Universe letter was a couple of months ago, and I've got a big book that I write it in. So I could even just show you my law of attraction, what would you call them, accessories, and things that I use. If I can't find the video on the letter that I wrote about the house and how that all came about, then I'll do another video on that. But yeah, like I said, I apologise for my rambling, but hopefully this was of interest to you. And yeah, let me know what you think, and I will speak to you again soon.